Hello, everyone. Vicki Achard here with Nature's Best Art. Thank you for joining me today. If you remember, last week we started mixing our colors for this painting, Roses and Mums. So let's get you down to my workspace. We're going to start painting that today. Okay, let's see here. Get you real close. I'm trying to get you really close to my work area. I hope you can see everything. Let's see. There, that's maybe better. Okay, so now here is the sketch that I did throughout the week. I think it turned out really, really pretty. I did add one more rose. I thought it needed 3 roses. And I added a table, and we'll talk about the colors of the table. And also, actually, I was actually, last week was a little crazy. Before I got on camera, I actually mixed paints for 2 other paintings that I want to do after this. So I had forgotten that I wanted to show you also the mums that we're going to be painting today. The colors for that are Quedachinum Rose and Permanent Alizarum Crimson for the dark color, and Pyro Red and Hansa Yellow Deep for the light color. And since I added the table, I'm going to probably be making that burnt umber and raw sienna. But you know, as you paint, sometimes you want to add or take away a color, and that's very normal. So, but most of the time, I do make sure that I figure out all my paintings. Remember, we talked about all these last week. Okay, so I just want to let you know that I use a number 2 pencil when I sketch, and I sketch freehand. I normally don't trace at all. Maybe 2% of my paintings are tracing. I don't even remember which one I've ever traced, but I do like to draw freehand because I think it looks more artistic to me. If I trace something, I get a little stiff in my drawings. That's just how I can explain it. I don't know. So, and it's interesting. One day I'll make a video on, how I actually learn how to draw my paintings. So that's kind of interesting the way I picked that up. I had thought. So, also this is on a 140-pound cold press, and it's taped all around the edges so that let's see, make sure my video is running. Yes, it is. Good. So that I get a nice border, and I like that. And also, I like to tape it to foam board so that I can turn my painting when I paint. I can slide it around. And so then I actually put masking fluid. If you remember, there were baby's breath. So these I want to stay white as I paint. So masking fluid, the kind I use is this kind here, the Peblo drawing gum. And I really like this. However, it's gotten very, very thin. And I remember mentioning that I hadn't painted for a long time. So I'm really hoping this is going to work. We're going to see. But I take this off after the painting is completely done. So and this is put on there so that this area will stay white like the baby's breath are. So what I do is I put some water in here, and I just have this container for my masking fluid. So I really, I don't mix it with my paints at all. I make sure I don't. And then what I do is, let me get this here. I think I showed you in another video about my soap and my brushes. I use really old brushes. These are when I was a child. I had these, and they gotten really stiff, but I like that because I can easily then make, put that masking fluid on right where I want it to be. And then, so this is like a little hand soap that I put in, I roll it around, and then I put it in my water, and then I stick it in the masking fluid. And what the soap does is keep the masking fluid off the brush. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. All right. See what else, anything else. I think that's about it. So let's get started with our painting. What we're going to do first is we're going to do the background. All right, so I'm going to get a really small brush because I'm going to get in between these areas here. It's going to take a little while. I'm going to actually turn it upside down. So I'm going to just start here. The reason I'm going to start here is because I want this area to be dark. And I've actually added phthalo blue to ultramarine blue in my water, in my palette, on my palette, so that it'll be darker, a little darker here, because there's going to be like shadows, right, around the roses and the mums and the leaves. It's going to be like a dark area. So it's just a little tedious. All right, like that. I'm using a very small brush to get in between these flowers. And I'm not going to be too fussy about my background, and because you can't be, I didn't want it to get on there in the rose, but right here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to get a bigger brush and start putting the water around this areas here, like that. These are the mum leaves that we want really dark. And I think this color is going to be really pretty with the orange and the red. The blue. The blue's going to be really pretty. Okay. If it gets on any leaf or anything, it's okay. I can always take that off. All right, let's turn this back around here. And then let's get our bigger brush here. Let's use our really big brush. This is number 30. Okay, I'm going to start putting the water all in the background here. Hope you can see this, and I hope the lighting's okay. This is, like I said, I haven't been up close here to paint up close or do my work up close. So this is the first time. I'm just trying this out. I have a tripod, and I brought the tripod down. Now I'm going to put that water right over that masking fluid, because that masking fluid is going to protect that area. Okay. I just basically am getting it all wet, because that's what watercolor is. When I come up to the table, I'm going to be a little fussy because I don't want to really get blue on the table, but if I do, it's fine. Because when I paint my table, which I'm going to paint it, I believe this is going to be, let's see what I put for my table. This is, oh, okay, so it's going to be burnt umber and raw sienna. I don't know if I just told you that before, I can't remember, but so add those two colors for tables, because tables are so pretty. I wasn't going to actually make it table, but I thought, this vase needs to be on a table, right? I think. All right, I'm going to turn this around. I mean, it can't be just floating in the air, right? So I'm checking to see where my spots are that I didn't hit, like right there, right here is not wet. When I tip it in the light, I can see. I want the paint to flow, but not necessarily on these roses here. I don't want that. Okay. Now I see that I got it a little too wet here, right on my, right there. So I'm going to pick that water up a little bit. Just spread that around. Actually like painting, but with water, right? I see some more spots here that I missed on the side. Okay. We're about to put our ultramarine down and cerulean blue. And for these darker spots, I got ultramarine blue and phthalo blue. So just make sure that's good all around. All right, let me see. Okay, on the very top, I want to do this again. It's a little wet, more wet here. All right. Now the paint is going to go just where the water is. All right. All right, so I'm going to start with, let's see, I better spritz my water a little bit, my ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, and this is my darker color with the phthalo blue and the ultramarine blue, okay? All right, so I want this part, let me see, I want the light coming in this way. So I'm going to start, yeah, I like, here I saw another spot here where I want to put some more water here. Just right there. Okay, I think what we'll start actually are these darker areas. Why don't we start there first? Okay, so let's do the darker. I changed my mind. Let's go with the upside down and start with the darker areas first. Okay, so I don't want to get into the vase. Here I have my, that's okay. All right, so this is above my vase. Let's start right here. Already, you can see it. Can you see that? I hope you can see that, yeah. It's spreading really nicely. Just the way I like it. Just spread, okay. And here, a little tedious, like I say, but it'll be okay. Get in between here. Okay. Between these really pretty leaves. I'm going to pick up a larger brush. Okay. I'm going to come back, paint this a little bit. I had a little bit too much water right here. Okay. That'll dry and I'll put some more there. Okay, good. All right, now let's take this brush here, the bigger brush. All right. I'm going to take my ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, and start right here. My darkest part I want right there. Okay, good. And my lighter part here. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to be fussy about my background. Just want to get some color in. I think the blue will be really pretty. So see, this is my lighter area here. I'm going to bring all that in. As it goes down, it'll Okay, there we go. And then, or this is my darker area. This is my lighter area. So, see, let's start. Maybe I'll start here. Now, like I said, I can go right over that area there because it has the masking fluid on it. Okay. I just want to go up to the leaves, up to the roses. Okay. Actually, this turned out to be my darker area, didn't it? That's okay. I do like that on the light side. So I'm going to make this actually darker up here on this side. Okay, then the light source will be coming from this way. All right. Let's see if I can get in here with my bigger brush. Get a little bit in those, between those flowers. I wanted to make this a little darker here. So right now, I get really quiet when I paint. So I'm concentrating. All right, and here's my vase. So I don't want to go down by my vase. Of my stems, this is under my leaf here. See, I got 2 leaves here. And it's going to be really dark here because it's right under all the roses and everything. Okay. Let me pick up there a little bit. Let's see that area here. Okay, and let's see, this is my rose here. I'm following my lines on where my rose is so that I hit all the areas in between. Right there, right under that leaf, and right between the leaf and the stem here. Right a little bit over here. And I can do this later too, you know, after I do my flowers, if I missed any parts. Okay. Right, and I may want to go back. Now here's a little bloom, so I want to pick that. I'm gonna pick that up a little bit. Got a little too much water there, so you just pick it up a little bit. All right. Now here's where I need to go too. Let's see if I can get in between here. Sometimes you have to look carefully at your drawings to make sure you get everything you want right away. Okay, right here. I don't want to put my hand down on the painting, so I'm going to get in here a little bit like that. I should change my color to the lighter. I'm not under any, it's going to be lighter. And here's some water. You want to get that off your ferrule so it doesn't drip. That a little lighter there, see? Okay. Move that around, that paint. A little bit here. And here. We can touch things up as we go along or later too, if we feel like we missed any spots. All right. So there you have it. Now, I like this area here a little better too. Let me get that. And these spots, make sure you go all the way to the edge on your tape. When you pull your tape off, you'll want that. All right, good. A little bit right there, missed. Okay, good. Okay, now let's dry that. And I don't think this is going to be too loud because I got a new hair dryer and it's a nicer one than my other one. Well, my other one just stopped. Actually, I had it for years, but it's very nice. So let's try this. Okay. Now we're going to be starting to paint. We're going to start to paint the mums. Okay. I'm going to use my number 6 brush, which is, let's see, right here. I'm going to try it. I might move to my number 4 brush. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to use a different water here because that's blue and I don't want blue. So, all right. So let's pick up our, for our, let's see, our mums. This is a quinacridone rose and permanent alizarin crimson, which is the darker, and then the pyro red and the yellow, Hansa yellow deep. So let's activate these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting the lighter color first. So let's do that. I'm going to put a little bit more water in this here. Now these two petals here are far away from each other, so we don't have to worry about them coming together and bleeding. But these two are close, so I am going to be moving over this way, and I think I'm going to do this one too. So I'm going to be over here, so I'm going to be skipping where it's close because I don't want them to run together. I want the color to run together because then that would create kind of a mess. It's a pretty color, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna pick up a little color here. I'm putting the lighter color in first so that, and I'm going to dry this right now because it's between uh, the uh, the petals, and then we're going to paint the other petals. See how pretty that looks? Kind of like the orangish against the blue. It looks pretty, doesn't it? I'm going to put this right here. I wonder, can you still see me painting? So I don't have to, I have a drawer on the side there that I put, but it's near my stand. So I don't want to keep bumping the stand, and you'll hear me bump the stand. Okay. And some of the petals are going to be, you know, darker and lighter, and we're going to make highlights. I don't want them all the same. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to dry that. Okay, now I'm going to pick up my darker color. We're going to really make these beautifully dark. Beautiful color that they have on there. And I picked up quite a bit of paint, so not to worry about it running. And right this one, I'm going to just put the darker color there. This one, the darker color all on it. One, make them a little different, just the dark color right there. Not all the same. Okay. Gonna dry that again. I got some beautiful mums from my daughter. Excuse me, and her family for my birthday, and they were just so beautiful. They were like an orange color, and you know, a lot of red to them. Also, kind of actually pretty much like these are going to be. I thought that was so interesting that I got those, you know, and I'm doing this. Oh, I'm dipping here. I should be dipping, but okay, now you know, I got almost the same kind of mums as these. Okay, now I'm going to take my number 4 brush, and in fact, I think I'm going to use my number 2. I'm going to take some, let's see here, I got to activate my azo yellow. That's interesting. Let's see. It had a little bit of blue on it from when I was trying to get the blue. I want to take my, excuse me here a minute. Dip my blue brush in my yellow paint, and it made it green, right? So let's do this again. Okay, so there was some yellow in the flower there, so I want to bring that out on some of these. Right over that orange part there, there was some yellow. This part here makes it more interesting. Oops, makes it more interesting when you see different colors and flowers. That's what I'm seeing in the picture. Oops, keep wanting to do that. This is the first time I've used different containers, but now while we're at it, we're going to put yellow in the center here. These have big yellow centers. And then along with that, I'm going to add yellow ochre. So the yellow ochre I'm going to be putting kind of in the middle. So it's a little darker right in the center. I'm drying that. Now, with a toothpick, I'm going to be, these are my toothpicks that I stir my paints with when I get new paints. And I'm going to be picking up some color here, the yellow ochre again. Put it in my water here. Well, I could just put it in this one, that'll be fine. And then getting some yellow ochre on there. And just putting it on here a little bit. Because that's what I see. I see these like round dot things. And then in the very center, I see darker. So I am going to put little burnt umber in the center. Well, maybe I'll, you know what, I'm going to start out with, let's see, some raw sienna, I think, and then I'll go to burnt umber. This is a little darker ones I'm going to be putting on here. Let's see, let me pick that up again. Okay, and then my very center part, because it's darker, I'm going to put burnt umber. So this very center part, burnt umber, over that right here, and dot, 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 just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So let's get a few highlights. Let's get the number 2 brush. And I'm gonna dry this for a minute here so I don't get anything anywhere. I'm actually going to put a few highlights here and there on these flowers. Like this part here, I want a little yellower. So I'm going to take a little of that orange away. And then let's see here. I take a little of that orange away and put more yellow in a minute, then it'll look more yellow. I like it. I want it to look more yellow than orange because I saw yellow stripes mostly. And then a few of these, like maybe, okay, so it's dark here, but it's getting lighter here, right? Okay, at first I wanted the dark here, but it ended up that it's going to be darker here. So, and that's fine. So I'm going to make this light. Looks like it's kind of like the sun shining on them, you know, a little bit. Let's see, and then maybe this one light. So I'm taking some of this paint away here. All right, so now let's try this. It's just a matter of drying, putting more paint on, drying, putting more paint on. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to dip it in the yellow again. Okay. All right, so let me put that yellow. I like that yellow. There's that yellow. See, ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. You don't want to make it orange. You want to make it really bright yellow. That's why I chose the Azo yellow instead of the Hansa Yellow Deep. The Azo yellow is a brighter yellow. Okay, oops, there's some water on my ferrule. Don't want that to drip on my painting. Okay, put a little bit more. I hope you can see this. I'm going to check this video and make sure that you see this. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not going to show you all the mums today because it takes a while to paint just one. Do you like that? Isn't that pretty? I might make this a little bit lighter here. But I'm going to be working on this week some. And we'll show you, in next Wednesday where we're at with the painting, okay? I think this is going to be turned. Let me move this a little bit here because it's kind of close. But I think this is going to be great. And I'm enjoying it. And I hope you can join me on Wednesdays for Watercolor Wednesdays, okay? Painting in progress. Okay, bye for now.